Hello, this is Chuck the Bear from Tf2 again, coming at you with another exciting class overview. Today we're talking about the second explosive damage class, the Demoman, very similar to the Soldier, except one big thing, he does not have a shotgun secondary, so all of his damage is explosive. He either has the grenade launcher, the sticky bomb launcher, or just a standard melee weapon, which we don't care about. And the grenade and sticky bomb launchers both deal explosive damage. So it can be hard to deal with classes that are harassing you because they're both projectiles. So Demoman, not the best when a scout or like a soldier or something is able to get in close to him, but he makes up for that by just dealing the most damage in the game. So starting out, we got the grenade launcher. It fires a grenade which will explode on contact with an enemy or roll and after 5 seconds explode. The contact damage will always deal 100 damage, so pretty clean for just cleaning up. You can just 3-shot a heavy, or just like 2-shot a scout. You just very consistent damage weapon if you hit it with the contact. And then his sticky bomb launcher, you can fire it and then detonate it with the right click button. You can have up to 8 stickies on the ground at a time. And sacking them will of course deal increased damage and knockback. Wow, I'm surprised I survived that. Okay. So, important note, they don't deal contact damage and they take a second to explode. This is me trying to detonate them as quickly as possible. So with 8 shots in the chamber and the fact that you can explode them whenever you want, the sticky bomb launcher is better for dealing with long range enemies. Say I'm fighting that door and the door is going back and forth. If I'm firing grenades at him, he'll just step out of the way. But if I fire a sticky bomb at him, I can detonate right when it gets next to him. So grenade launcher is good for enemies that are harassing you. If they're very close to you, you can deal the you can fire it at them and try to deal contact damage. If you're trying to fight enemies that are farther away from you, or just like, I don't know, it's just a pretty good all-around weapon. Sticky bomb launcher, very nice and easy to use. So that's an overview of the Demoman and how to play him. Grenade launcher close range, sticky bomber more of medium range. He doesn't actually have a long range because there's only a maximum of how far these can go. Also, one more important note, if you hold down the fire button, he'll charge it up. This will not deal more damage, but it will allow you to fire at a farther range. So if there's an enemy over there, I can do that. And just a little bit of extra distance. I should also mention that when a sticky bomb lands on the ground and flickers, that is when it deals the most damage. And also because of the fact that you can't contact yourself with a grenade, although it is very effective for gaining distance, it's a very slow method, so sticky bombs are usually the way that the Demoman traverses the map. If you want to roll out, you can just do like this, get over here, fire one like this, that was bad, fire like this, and you're already in mid. Demoman, very fast class for getting to mid. So now I'll just go over all of his weapon alternatives. Hopefully this video will be a bit shorter than usual. So the primary is actually not the best. I like it, but a lot of people will tell you that the Iron Bomber is better. What the Iron Bomber does is it has a little bit less explosive radius, so if people are packed tighter together, it will end up dealing less damage, but it still deals 100 contact damage. And then they also roll less and explode. They explode faster, so if you shoot one down, it doesn't really roll at all. It kind of just stops on the ground and then explodes after a shorter time. Also, the shots are a little bit more straightforward. And when I say that the shots are more straightforward, they kind of just go more where you're aiming. People have done pretty good videos on this. I'll probably link another Shounic video, if I'm pronouncing that right. He did a very good job on this. That's pretty much the only alternative. Lock and load. The projectile speed is faster, but you don't get rollers and you only get 3 shots, so that's bad. It also does more damage versus buildings, but so you can 2-shot a sentry with it, a level 3 sentry, but you can just use the direct hit and it's easier. He also has loose cannon. This lets you charge up your shots so you can deal contact damage and explosive damage, and that will let you deal more maximum damage, but if you're doing that, you're firing slower. And firing slower means less DPS, and that's bad. So he also has the base jumper, which is just a parachute, useless. And then the bootlegger, which I will describe in a minute. It just takes the place of the primary weapon and gives you more health, but it also gives you more speed if you're using a shield. And also it allows you to turn while charging. So only really gets perks if you're using a shield, and I'll describe the shield later. So alternatives to the sticky bomb launcher, you've also got the Scottish resistance, which makes it so that your stickies take longer to prime, but you can have more out. It also fires faster. And you can choose which stickies to detonate. Very interesting weapon. I can only detonate the stickies that I'm looking at, but if I really wanted to, I could blow them pretty much up at the same time. So this is kind of like an advantage, even though you have to be staring at them. It's just not very good. The real reason why this weapon is bad is because large priming time is really bad. You won't be able to spam people down with this. So next he's got the shields. Oh wait, no, I haven't finished. So quickie bomb launcher. I don't even know the stats on this. So it has damage penalty. It's bad. And then you got the sticky jumper. Sticky jumper is just to practice doing rollouts and such. So if you want to like practice this and you're not on a jump map, wow, see, I messed it up. Now, if only I had been using the sticky jumper. So next up we got the shields, and the shields allow for a dash. So we have the tide turner, the splendid screen, and the charge and targe. The charge and targe and the splendid screen both have resistances. You get 50% fire resistance with the charge and targe, and 30% blast resistance. And then the splendid screen, you get a little bit less, but you deal more damage if you charge into an enemy. What the charge looks like is this. Let me respawn real quick. I'll describe the tide turner, and then the tide turner just lets you turn while charging and gives you the least amount of resistance, and also doesn't deal as much contact damage as the splendid screen. So splendid screen is nice and fun if you like dealing contact damage. I would recommend the charge and targe though for staying alive. The blast and fire resistance are very useful. So additionally, if you're charging, so you basically move really quickly, and you kind of move in a straight line. Very hard to do it differently unless you're using this tide turner or the bootlegger. So charge and targe looks more like this, where I can kind of just exactly turn. You could tell how sharp that turn was right when I got up there, but it gives the least amount of resistances, so it's kind of more of a crutch, although you can do some really fun things with it. I don't really want to call it a crutch, because all the shields are bad to begin with. Just in general, replacing the sticky bomb launcher is a bad idea. This is a really good weapon. Just keep using it. And then last we have the melee weapons. And for demo, you want to use the stock melee weapon, because all the other ones are bad. The caber, which is what I use, very bad. It makes it so that when you hit an enemy, it blows up, so it deals more damage. But it also deals damage to you, which is really bad. It's really bad. It's just so bad. It also deals less damage when it's not exploding. So it's kind of useless. I just think it's funny, so that's why I use it. It also used to be really good. And then Pain Train, you saw this on Soldier. You take more damage, but you cap stuff faster. Not the most useful. And then we have the swords. So Persian Persuader, you heal. Or no, okay. They refill. So ammo refills your charge meter, and you also have less ammo though. So you can't get more ammo, and you start out with less. This is a lot of the demo weapons are centered around using the boots and the shields, and then some sword that has a benefit for being a sword. So you in general just never want to use anything besides the stock. This makes you start out with less health, but then you get more as you get kills. This makes it so that you can't put away. You saw that weapon on Soldier. This one gives you damage, but you walk slower. And this one makes it so that you charge longer, so you can use more effect of your charge, but you take more damage. So all the swords are really, really bad, because you don't want to replace these two weapons. On another note, they are very fun to use. I would highly recommend using some of these swords. You get the boots, you get the shield, and you just go to town, man. You shouldn't be able to get away with much, but the fact that you have extra explosive resistance and extra fire resistance and extra health and a little bit of extra speed, it's a really fun thing to do, just using a melee weapon. But in the end, just full stock demo is pretty much the best. And Iron Bomber is in general just better than stock grenade launcher. Stock grenade launcher is more fun though. Alright, anyway, that's it for the demo video. Thanks for watching. Next I'll probably do heavy. Have a good night.